Hello there, this is Reece Russell, and you're watching the Weekly Steelchair.
It's my life in the box in front of me. Taking talk in my arms is the soul of me. You walk by, ask to see me laid face down. I want Spider-Man!
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in
Reece Russell.
I believe in
Reece Russell.
cause they love him in Scotland and 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 Scotland. They say I believe in
Reece Russell.
I believe in
Reece Russell.
He seems to have come out of nowhere to answer the prayers of the city, just when all hope seemed to be lost.
I believe in
Reece Russell.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing? Thursday night fun times are going. How is everybody? How are you all doing? I certainly am here just to have some fun. But are you going to have fun? Let me know. But one thing is for sure. You haven't chosen misery. You haven't chosen pain. You've chosen the Weekly Steelchair. So, who's here for it? Let me know. In the meantime, just gonna watch that a little bit back. I actually really like that. But it's good to see everybody and that's joined us so far. It is good to see you all. Not gonna lie, I actually think that was a good start to the show. Like I say, I'm always filled with surprises. Yeah, I've seen that. It's going to be a very interesting thing when everyone says they like Dynamite. And then there's me. Ooh. This might be an interesting one. I think for the first time in a long time, I'm disagreeing with the live chat. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I feel like I'm going to disagree, but let me just make sure that it's absolutely certain that we do disagree. Yeah. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, folks, but yeah. I'm gonna be brutally honest. It's okay, Roisin. I'm gonna be so damn brutally honest. Last night's Dynamite was a dud. Like, I'm sorry, but nah, I really have a problem, and I'm not even gonna fucking hold back on this. And it's not that the show is crap. It's nothing like that. It's quite simply I don't know how to say it without, but actually I do know how to say it. I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna call out the way it is. There is a lot of good on this show. There is. Let's call a spade a spade. There is some good shit on this show. But my persistent problem is right there. It's right there. And it's quite fitting that Misery is seamed in. I actually think we are going to experience a concern. And I'm going to tell you right now, the more they persist with these all-star tags, the more I question things. Like, they've got a lot of good quality on this show. And I'm like, where's the jeopardy? Where's the drama? Where's the excitement? You're getting excitement from Brodido versus the Death Riders for the tag titles. Okay. Cheers. You've got Mercedes Mone defending the TBS title against Alex Windsor. Okay. No problem. But then we get the all-star tag. Show of hands, and I want everyone to be genuinely honest right now. Be honest. Who likes the matches, in terms of the matches, but is annoyed by the fact that there is nothing at stake? Be honest. Because again, I like the matches. The matches are good. But where's the stakes? You've got potential to build a lot of good, credible feuds, and you're not doing it. Like, here's the thing. People are expecting me to come and be all happy as can be and high and mighty. But there's nothing. What could you put at stake? The winners get, quite simple, they can get championship opportunities. Like, straight away. Like, there's opportunities right there for the winners if you just make it so. That's another thing. Whoever pins the champion, if the champion was to lose, whoever pins the champion is the number one contender, exactly. But then whoever wins gets to be the next number one contender. Like, You can have so many good wrestling matches, and that's okay. I love the amount of wrestling we get. But you can't just keep having all-star tags with nothing to fight for. Eventually, it's going to shut off. Bet nobody expected that coming into the show tonight. Oh, Reece is going to praise this. Oh God, Reece is going to come in and he's going to totally praise it because we know that he's going to come right all in. We know that Reece hasn't talked about Monday Night Raw all week. Reece doesn't give a fuck about Monday Night Raw. Oh wait, is Reece going to say something about Dynamite? Is Reece going to praise it? Are we going to get something? Oh shit, Reece has come in and he's been very different. No, I'm not being different at all. We're at a crossroads. There is so much good shit right there. And we just need to get to here. Here, we want here. All we need to do is just put some jeopardy into these championship, well, not even championship, these all-star tag matches just need jeopardy. It's, you surely you can't be thinking there's nothing here. Because, yeah, a lot of people get to be on TV. Surely you're going to get something out of it. I mean, look at Brodido. Look at the Death Riders, Claudio and Wheeler Yuta. They've got jeopardy. They've got something at stake. They've got the tag team titles. Alex Windsor, she's got something at stake in her match. She's up against Mercedes Mone, who's defending her title against her. There's stake, there's jeopardy. But the All-Star? Nothing? Why? Why? Are you afraid? I guess people are not going to accept the truth. They don't like the truth. That's okay. We can stop right here. I can end the show right now at 13 minutes. I'm alright with that. I'm happy to. I'm happy to call a spade and say, you know what, the show was good, but there's a lot of shit that needs to be ironed out. I'm happy to end this show at 13 minutes, 30 seconds. This show's barely started, but I'm happy to end it right now. And yeah, crowd was dead for Hangman. It was. So here's the beggar's belief. See that championship? All Out is only 16 days away. Hangman's got 16 days to save his title reign. By the way, that's not a harsh thing on him. It's just a fact. That dead crowd says a lot. Because the manner of what we're getting. Now, bear in mind, Kenny Omega's not been seen for a while on live TV. That has a way of it. But the world champion is a babyface as well. And he got shafted. He got little to no reaction. I'm at the belief stage of, And again, that's the reality that we're in. That is the reality that we're in. It's not a bad thing. But it's a normal thing that's going to be a questionable decision soon. But yeah, Hangman, you have 2.5 weeks to get that reaction turned around, because if he can't over the next 2 shows, then a lot of people have won. The question is, did you win? Who is that I'm talking about? I'll leave that up to you. But ladies and gentlemen, of course, I do appreciate everyone that is in here. I really do. I mean, this isn't no ordinary channel. This isn't a channel that just sits about. This isn't a channel that wastes time. This isn't a channel that doesn't avoid critiques. This is a channel that does actually strive to make the best wrestling content out there. The channel that wants everybody to feel welcome, everybody to understand that your word, your opinions matter. But when there's nothing at stake, there's nothing to enjoy. It's also really sad that, like, that's actually quite sad. But me, I'm open, I'm honest. What more can you say, really? Suppose sad reality is, Zodiac, is not the case. Yeah, Josiah's spot on. There's only two, the entire show, there's only 2 things that stand out to the fullest. The TBS title match and the tag title match. That's the only parts of Jeopardy you're gonna get. Like, some of the segments were so weak. Like, here's something that's actually really funny. Oh dear God. Gabe Kidd got kidnapped on Dynamite. Oh dear God. Yeah. Luck is so important. Well, the TBS title match has already been announced, Zodiac. Rio's got the title match next week. Sorry, All Out. It's already been announced. And that's a bad use of Rio, by the way. Rio doesn't need to be in the TBS title division. Rio is a world champion contender. You're calling in the big gun. You're bringing back Rio. But you're putting her in the wrong division. But Gabe Kidd kidnapped. Darby Allin kidnapping people is not believable. This guy is tiny, and he is kidnapping people bigger than him. You can't make this shit up. If this had been Gabe Kidd kidnapping Darby Allin, it makes sense. Oh, dearie me. We spoke about it on last week's show, and I'm not changing my mind. We spoke about this on last week's show. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry, Maria, but it wasn't. I would like to say it was, but it wasn't. This should have been the other way round. Like, yes, Gabe Kidd does get kidnapped by Darby Allin, but this would have been so much more effective if it was the other way round. It's those little things. Little. Yeah, they need to write him off, which I get. But Darby Allin kidnapping him, in my opinion, isn't the way to write him off. If you really want to write off Gabe Kidd, actually, that's a bit too extreme, what I was about to say. Honestly, I would have went one further. If you want to kidnap him, I would have had Gabe Kidd put in a coffin. I would have put him in a coffin. The talent involved is superb. Let that be a known fact, right? The talent involved in this segment, superb. The function of the segment, this is my opinion. You can disagree with it, I'm alright with that, but this is my opinion. I would have just changed it a little bit. That makes sense. Like, makes sense in a way that would actually change it a little bit. You know, the wild card feeling. But it's always the same tangible factor. Shake it up a little bit. Shake it up a little bit. Make it a little bit more unpredictable. I feel like if you don't make it unpredictable, you can lose a little bit of that tangible factor. Now, I did like the thumbtack skateboard. That was well done. The thumbtack skateboard always makes it a little bit of intrigue. There is, I don't think we should compare him to Sting. There's no Sting as such. This is a whole new playing field. Darby's something else in this story. Well, expected to be something else. I feel like they just... I wanted to see this just a little bit different. It's why it just takes it a little bit away from me. Which is sad, really. But like, the best part of this entire segment, well, for me anyway, was the attempted hammer strike. Like, that's when you know that you're going to use a hammer on him. That is the most important part of this segment. Let's not compare to what happened back then, though, because they're missing something important. They're just missing something very important from that time, though, Fernando. All right, Ashton. They're actually just missing that little shock. The hammer's the first step. What can you get from that is where the magic lies. If you can get that, then we've hit a new level. We've hit a new level. But that really does come down to the very end. That is what lies ahead. But I digress. Again, like I say, I'm just being honest. Like, I'm just being honest to what I think from watching it. That's all. I found this episode to be just a little bit different. A little bit different. That was all. I feel like there could have been something to this episode that was just maybe that little bit of spice, if that makes sense. But our first match, obviously, TBS Title, Mercedes Mone. Despite what that absolute bell-end heel Lucy thinks, Mercedes Mone is not cringe. But she is one away from Ultimo status. She is money, but who can derail her? Who can file an injunction on Mercedes and stop her cash flow? Who can make her crash out and then cash out? One thing is for sure, Windsor gave it a good go. It's a good technical match. Hard-hitting technical match. I, for one, have ideas myself. I think Rio's got a good chance, but I don't think Rio's going to do it. Sup, Abu? It's actually quite a good idea. But instead of wiping out her bank accounts, somebody can wipe out her title reign. Or should I say title reigns. That's something that people are missing about. People are saying, oh, these titles that she's got, they don't make a difference. Rio getting a title shot isn't a bad thing. Rio actually getting a title shot is actually crucial. The funny thing is they have to use Rio in this position. Like, they have to use her in this position, even though I don't think she needs to. The reality of it is, how is it crucial? Because they haven't got any other right there money-making matches. Pardon the pun. You look at who she's beaten. She's practically beaten everybody. She's not faced Rio. And every time Rio does appear, Rio sets a standard. And right now, they need a standard that Moné can feel toppled by. Oh yeah, I think you will. See, the thing is she may have the title shot, but there's still enough time to actually put her in that position to show actually this is what you've got. There's still 5 episodes of TV left. Collision, Dynamite, Collision, Dynamite, Collision again. So there's no failed factor here. Remember, she returned. You put it in that position, we've got something. But also, here's another thing. They had to also use her because they've changed All Out. Of course. There's always something. Remember, Rio is also an excellent wrestler as well. Like, this is something that you could say about Mercedes Mone. Like, it's always those met your match type opponents. This is somebody who knows how to hold a title against somebody who really knows how to win them and stack the deck. But speaking of stacking the deck, Alex Windsor. She had an opportunity. Of course. Absolutely. But here's the thing. You can also divulge that. I don't think this is going to be a one-off. I don't think it's going to be a one-off between those two. I think we're going to get more than that. But I look at Alex Windsor. Did she fail? Yes. Did she fail her objective? Yes. But did she stand out? Yes. Changing All Out certainly was questionable. I think it would be the smartest move. I would like it to be a trilogy. And I want it to be a trilogy that's not TV matches. But I agree, AEW shouldn't have to run away from WrestlePalooza. Because let's be real, what is WrestlePalooza actually going to be? Oh yeah, boring. Show of hands. Blue Justice is this Sunday. Absolutely, Abu. I've had to do it a lot this week. But here's the thing, and I'm going to throw this question out to everybody. Both shows are on the same day. But if neither times had changed, I don't think Windsor should be the one to do it. I personally don't think she should be. But I can see why you think it. But if All Out had not had its time changed, which would you be watching live? All Out or WrestlePalooza? Don't worry, I'm not asking you to be tribal. I'm just asking you what you would have watched live if you were both at the same time. Yeah, same here, Maria. Josiah says WrestlePalooza, fair enough. I'll tell you for now, by the way. Yes, I got vindication for being right about AJ Lee. But sure as hell I won't be enjoying it. I know it's not going to happen, but can you imagine Catherine's reaction if Thunder Rosa beats Mercedes? Catherine would probably shoot Tony Khan. I reckon she would lose the plot and shoot him. I will watch both. I will absolutely watch both. But in terms of motivation, it is hard to be. At this moment in time, yes. Briscoe and Fletcher honestly makes no sense. Briscoe and Fletcher also hasn't been advertised, but it might at some point change. But yeah, Lashley, Benjamin, and MVP versus Ricochet and Gates of Agony. MVP honestly better not be in the ring. Oh yeah, Hangman will have a match. Against who though? No idea, but it won't be MJF. Oh yeah, we will have a new predictions champion. You're looking at him. So Hanger versus Hechicero? Nah, I think it'll be Josh Alexander because it's Canada. Just because it's Canada, I think it'll probably be him. MVP will probably draft someone in because he can't go anymore. Like, he physically cannot go. The G1 winner has no impact on Dynamite, though. If Mark Briscoe beats Takeshita, that proves he's actually done something. That's the only thing. Josh Alexander would be the babyface. It'll be hard to book Hangman's reign whenever they go Canada if he goes up against Canadian talent. That's the only thing that's got him in his... That's the only thing that's got him by the balls. Like, legit, that's the only thing that's got him by the balls. Why does MVP use a king? Because he thinks he's the Godfather. And MVP can wrestle, but he can't move anymore. MVP is like a geriatric. And I say that with great respect. I say that with great respect. He moves like a geriatric man. He moves really slow. fact, I actually wonder. I think there's a perfect way to show exactly how he moves. Let me see if I can find it. See if I can find it. Yeah. See, that's the thing, like, Bloodsport can definitely protect him, but this is totally different. That's where my concern is. The funny thing is, though, it would still suit him. Honestly, Abu, I think it will get to the point where if people hear Rhea Ripley or Bailey's theme song, for example, it will cause a lot of problems. I think Takeshita being that type of person though is a good thing. The reason being is because that's somebody who is willing to do business. I think if you're willing to do business, it actually makes you more trusted in the big role. That's why Swerve was world champion. He was willing to do business. Okada's a stepping stone to a world champion. If nobody notices that, by the way. But back to the women, I thought the match was overall impressive. I think the questions about who can go in this division, well, these two certainly can. The wrestling is good. The standard is good of the quality that you get. Both women are taking the job seriously. They're winding up people on the internet. That heel Usi account is getting his knickers in a twist because Mercedes Mone holds more titles than he's got genuine credit in his account. Let them develop, and I like the fact they've added Rio. They've added that extra factor. It'll form it together, and I like, more often than not, I like the finish of the match. It was good technical wrestling all around. The sharpshooter was exceptional. But the win with the victory roll, love it. I've got no issue with that. The only thing is, though, is please don't overdo that as a finish. It's my only request. Don't overdo it. Follow-up brawl, obviously. Statement maker, Rio would obviously make her return, and then it would end with her obviously holding the championship. There was a new champ chant as well, so just remember that. Victory Jelly Roll, yep. I do like as well that we didn't just get Briscoe versus... We're not just getting Briscoe versus Takeshita, we got Briscoe versus Lance Archer. If you have to go through the whole Don Callis family to get to Kyle Fletcher, that's what should happen when Takeshita wants to be world champion. Everyone has to run through his allies before they get to him. There's a strength there. Lance Archer, though, it's good to see him get a match on Dynamite that stands out, that's longer than, well, you know. I like this. I actually did like this. How MJF fits into it is my only concern. I don't know how he fits in. I don't think Takeshita will lose to Briscoe, by the way. If anything, I wouldn't mind it being a time limit draw. I don't know where MJF is. I honestly don't know. Oh, Mark Briscoe is an excellent wrestler. He's excellent. It's time to get rid of Rocky Romero, by the way. Like, I'm not kidding. Rocky Romero needs to go. I don't think so, Maria. I don't think so. And also, that's a bad idea as well. We shouldn't be sacrificing one championship just so that champion can get a big title shot. Not for this one anyway. Realistically, Fletcher should have a title match All Out. Because what has Kyle Fletcher done to deserve a world title shot? He's not ready for that. Like, 2028, by all means, like, next couple of years, yes, put him in that shot, but he's not ready yet for a world title run or even a world title main event. He isn't there yet. And, you know, the sad thing is, the quality of wrestler stands out. I don't think he swims. I think he sinks. You can pin the champion all you want. It'll make a difference. To be fair, they should have Fletcher versus Omega for the TNT title All Out. That's actually a better matchup. Because of that, that's what I would have done. I would have done Fletcher versus Omega at All Out. But I wouldn't put Kyle Fletcher in a world title match just yet. For me, it's too premature. It's too premature for me. Briscoe. Honestly, I thought Briscoe was going to get the title shot. I said it after All In. I thought Mark Briscoe was going to get it, and then MJF would cash in. I thought MJF would maybe cash in his shot, but obviously that won't happen now. I don't know, but that's what I thought was going to happen. Nothing's beneath Kenny Omega. But also right now, Kenny Omega's still got to do his part as a veteran. He still needs to put talent over. You have Kenny putting Kyle over on All Out. He's nearly a made man as a singles wrestler. Because here's the thing. There's not many big wins that Kyle Fletcher can get left. There's not many he can get left. In terms of like what he needs right now to be in that position, there's not many. So reality being, if he was to beat Omega, that man is near enough assured. And I'm like so much more intrigued for that. But I think Briscoe should honestly get... I would give the match to Briscoe. He's earned it more than Kyle Fletcher has recently. And we all know that's true. Mark Briscoe has earned that long since All In. Even before that. That's your better option. Following this victory, Tony Schiavone announced that this was the 50th win for Briscoe in AEW. I mean, cool. They nearly did. They nearly did. Instead, they went with King of the Ring. There's no shame in it. At least not where I'm sitting. There is no shame. But there's ways to go about it. Don't worry, it's a happy tear. Yeah, he did. I mean, I could. In terms of, like, I easily could. But I won't lay a hand on someone like that. The Timeless One herself is begging for an opponent. That's the question you need to ask. Who steps up next to Tony Storm? Tag team wrestling right now is a focal point. It's on the high. Brodito are back in action. No shame in letting it out. No shame in letting what out? Good question, Zodiac. Ah, it was just one. It just randomly appeared out my eye, that's all. And on command as well. I'm not sure though when it comes to this one, I'll be honest. Like, I love this tag match, but I'm unsure about what happens after this because you look at the opponent level. There's not many better than better than Lashley and Benjamin, or let alone Brodito. But I say Lashley and Benjamin because I think they will get a title shot again shortly. And Claudio and Wheeler Yuta do work as a team. Hello, Bleach. Heh, yeah. I was really surprised by that result as well. Shouldn't be losing that. That's what happens when you play fucking Bowman in goal. That's what happens when you go to Liverpool. I'm at two ends of the spectrum when it comes to GOA and what you should give them and what you shouldn't give them. But I don't think Ricochet is going to win a singles title in AEW. I honestly don't. Not for a while, Josiah. Not for a while, he hasn't. And especially tonight, he was not. He also, when you play him on the left, you're missing one thing. When you play him on the left and Musiala's not available, it doesn't work. When Musiala's not playing, Vert should be in the center. Just saying. Especially in that system that works for him. I think he will be TNT champion early 2026. Maybe. Maybe. He does work out in that side when you've got that box to box 10. That's what made their team work. You had two wide 10s that made sense with their creativity, then you had that box to box 10 who can break teams. Goretzka's playing the Gundogan role that he did at the Euros. But when you've not got Musiala, this team is ruined. That's the major difference. What's the difference between the TV champion, the IC, International, and the World title? Well, the TV title is expected to be on the line every single televised event. That's what a TV title is. They're not... A TV title isn't generally feud-based. A TV title is more impacted by recurring matches. You might get the odd feud here and there for a TV championship. But they're not like groundbreaking needs to, oh, we need to go and put this into a feud. That's not what a TV champion is. He hasn't been good in these last 2 games for Germany, though. That's something I will say. And that's somebody who watches Germany every single time. But that's, like I say, because he's missing 2 things. But also, I don't understand Waltmaid's starting. The fuck has he done to deserve a start? That bench is honking as well. More or less. The problem is just that he's not a striker. He's not a striker, and he's been made to play as a striker. He is screwed. Slovakia, honestly, they really held up the defensive really well, like compact. Also, I don't understand why you play Nathan Collins. He's shit. Serge Gnabry, he's finished. I would have played Andrick and Stiller midfield, Kimmich at right back. But, yeah, Rudiger, yeah, I would have played Schlotterbeck. Why he was in the squad, I don't know. I can cook the Germans anytime. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I do agree, however, Maria, about this tag match. This tag match was extremely outstanding. %100% Bleach. 100%. No. They don't need to go back to Yogi Low. They don't need to. Nagelsmann is the right person for the job. The problem is some of this squad just isn't good enough. Like, if I was to do a separate show about this German team, I can tell you exactly who is and who shouldn't be in this squad. I can do it with my eyes closed. But when I look at this tag match, though, I think the biggest dynamic here is the Bandido isn't outshining Brody King, and Brody King isn't outshining Bandido. Whereas in the Death Riders team, for example, Castagnoli is outshining the goth Justin Bieber. It is working. I'd rather they didn't, especially myself. Dank. I'd rather not. Like, truth be told, I actually want us to win the World Cup. Don Callis' family has gotten so deep that that downfall of that faction is going to be incredible. I'll tell you who definitely won't win at Abu. England. It definitely won't be England. We can all celebrate that. Oh, I heard about it. I went one further. Brazil and Ancelotti, I wouldn't go as far. Brazil have got a lot to do. Brazil are still absolutely ruined, by the way. I don't think Argentina will win it, but they have got a very good squad. Spain are a tricky one. I wouldn't count France out either, just because a lot of their top talents are now playing back in Italy. That does help them. But yeah, Brazil now are third in their position, but they're only a point above Uruguay and Paraguay. Brazil are really in trouble. The fact that Ecuador's second is crazy. Mexico won't win it. Honestly, if you look at the World Cup, I'll tell you who will do terrible. The USA will do shit in that tournament. Oh, Portugal are screwed. What's up, Matt? Portugal are screwed. But that's another time. That's another time. But yeah. They should be. The question is, will they? Hang on. What the hell? There we go. Strange. For me, the best segment on the show, even though that little bald fraud is in it, no offense, Matt. Stokely Hathaway again ruins another FTR segment. But that was real. Stokely Hathaway again ruining another fucking segment. But if you want to talk about shocks, you attack a man during Metalingus? I'm sorry, but that's a moment. That's a moment. And here's the thing, that doesn't happen often. Like, cast your mind back. When was the last time Adam Copeland got attacked during that song? Or even like his entrance alone. I'll tell you right now, I can't recall. I don't recall it. And I've got a crazy memory. But even I can't recall it. That was a genuine moment. When you look at this show, there's some parts of it where they need that moment. This was one of them. This was a great one. You do more of that, then you've got something. I genuinely can't remember, like, even during as a heel, I don't remember anyone attacking him during his entrance. I don't. I think this is a first. Adam Priest, he did really well here, by the way. I thought the whole segment here was strong. Don't let it go to waste. And speaking of let it go to waste, you too can get yourselves a blue chew, and after all, Abu will know when he plays his song. Blue Chew, where even you can feel it too. Okay. Let's look at this main event. Abel's got something about Blue Chew. It makes no sense. But again, Abel does it during the only time that matters. He does it during pizza time. Fernando, no. No. God, no. No. God almighty. Anyway, this main event. I'm gonna get angry again. Oh, I'm gonna get angry again. What did I say at the very start of the show? I don't watch NXT. I like to keep my mind free. Therefore, I don't watch prison. I don't watch prison television. So I don't watch NXT at all. I'm good. But to those that have been watching from the very start, what did I say at the very start of the show about these all-star tags? We'll see if anyone was paying attention. Abel, you disgust me. Even I'm not watching Wednesday until after this show. You're terrible. Yeah, I'm watching Collision. I'll watch Collision. But I don't watch NXT. If everybody is an all-star, Noah's an all-star. That's not what I said, but that's a good point. No, what I said was, if you're going to do these matches, can we start putting some jeopardy in them? Can we start raising the stakes? Because if it's just an all-star match, there's nothing to play for. If I'm just going to win an 8-man tag, then what am I getting out of it? I'm getting nothing. I want to see something be put at stake here. I want to see the winner get a reward. The annoying thing is the match was good, but the issue is there's a lot there. Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. You want to get something out of this. I would like to see, well, we don't need to see $500,000, for example. But like, if the winner the winner of the match, I'm not saying directly copy WWE and do what they did with 2004 when Team Orton became like, for 1 week each, they managed Monday Night Raw. I don't want to see that where the winners get to run an episode of Dynamite for the week. But I want to see like whoever got the win, whoever got the pinfall, for example, but on the babyface side, like whoever pins either member of the opposition, they get a title shot, and then whoever pinned Hangman's team got to be his title challenger. Or considering Jet Speed are in the match, Jet Speed get rewarded with a tag title shot. Kenny Omega gets a title shot, whatever title he wants. I feel like you need to have more than just an all-star tag. What makes it all-star is what's at stake. You can have all the 8-man, 6-man, 12-man, 100 million men matches all you want. You can have 5 men with one Statlander on a pole match. But like, you physically need stakes. Without stakes, there's no enjoyment. I love watching wrestling. But I also want to see something be done from these matches, because at the moment, they're not adding to the show. They're not. Which is really annoying, because I like every wrestler that's involved in these matches. But I'm like, I feel like you've got to give something. A tornado 8-man tag would have been cool. But it still needs to have something at stake, though. That's all these matches are missing. I already said it earlier on, Matt. I know you weren't here at the time, so it's not like this is not a knock on you or anything. Yes, you're getting people on TV, and you can build some stories or build some feuds. But when you do them every single show, they're not really an all-star match, are they? They're just a big multi-man match. That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to see some jeopardy. I actually like the concept. I think the concept is good. Just give me something else with it. That's all I'm asking for. Yes, he actually has got a roster run a 3-hour show. But do we really need another 3-hour episode of television? Oh, Fightful are saying that Brock Lesnar's in Chicago tomorrow. Oh dear. especially for Cena's final SmackDown. There's something for you, folks. But yeah, like I want these matches to give me something extra. Hell, throw a spanner in the mix. Randomly, you have at one point Hangman defending his title in an all-star tag match. People say that won't, like, that shouldn't happen. It's happened before. That is jeopardy. That's big stakes. You're telling me nobody would not pay attention to that? I would. Imagine that 8-man tag match. Hangman's forced to defend his world title. 4 men can win his title. 3 men can help defend his title. I thought last night's episode, Daz, was there for the taking. There's some moments I absolutely don't like. I feel like we're just missing a few things. I feel like last night was a little bit of a momentum loss. There's good wrestling here. We're just missing little wee things. I know Fernando's sick of them. I know you've said it for a long time, mate. I like them when they have something at stake. Just for doing them for saying sake, is that really the right move? I don't know. The difference is I'm throwing these ideas out. Not because I don't want to, but because I like to do that. I don't know. Did it feel weird to you? I don't know. I did like the ending though of this match. I thought it was really good. Like the ducking of the buckshot, that was really well done. I'm surprised as well that Speedball might be actually missed the ultimate weapon. But that was really good. That was really good. But I think we're starting to, in the midst of things, if you pay attention, Kenny Omega going on a stretcher. Turn the key. Yep, that's true. That is true, and I'll tell you what, that's not a good thing. I don't like... That's when a finisher no longer becomes a finisher. I don't like spot fests. I don't. and I never have. I like multiple attempts at a finisher. Not constantly doing them and there's kickouts. I don't like that. I've never liked that. Yes, it does. Hold on. I'll tell you one thing, and this is something that I will praise about last night's show. This is something that will be praised. You've moved the Death Riders away from Hangman. You've moved that away. Not in an immediate reaction, but you've slowly moved it out. Because now you've made the Don Callis family the biggest threat to Hangman. She's in that position where she can really close up and then it levels out. That is the biggest threat to Hangman. That is the story you really want to follow. Hangman versus the family. Because what do they say in poker? What do they say in poker? If you've ever played before. Absolutely. Works for me. If the Death Riders were to help Hangman, then their purpose is gone. I actually think it'll be the Don Callis family that removes the Death Riders once and for all. Because that right there is where control should lie. Which faction is going to really dominate? Because that leads to the ultimate conclusion of both fail. There's a thought. Has anyone really thought about that? Not that I've heard. But what I have heard is my name.
I want Spider-Man!
Misery, misery, misery. That's what you've chosen.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in.
Reece Russell.
I believe in.
Reece Russell.
Cause they love him in Scotland and 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 Scotland. They say I believe in.
Reece Russell.
I believe in.
Reece Russell.
onto the prayers of the city, just when all hope seemed to be lost.
I believe in
Reece Russell.
I do too. I do too. But guys, I think when you look at it, it wasn't the best of shows. It wasn't the best of shows. But there's still parts there that you can actually say we're still going up. Toby. But Garfield deserves a third film on his own. This show certainly can really take itself. These are the good lessons to have. It's not the best show, but there's lessons where you can really push up the trajectory. And that is why I actually think the more they push, the more they will actually nail down everything they need. That is the lesson. That is the push. And funnily enough, these are the same lessons that are not learning. So, you take your lesson, you review it, and then you push on, because there's so much right here in the epicenter of AEW right now. If you take that then there's nothing stopping them. So despite not liking all of it, what I liked is tangible and it's strong. And that means that we've got more to do, and that's what we've got. So tomorrow when we're back on the channel, you're going to get even more content and you're going to get more reviews, and episodes 4, 5 and 6 are all to come over the next couple of days as well. SWA, folks. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I bid you good night, I just want to say thank you all for tuning in. Please do like, share, and subscribe to the Weekly Steelchair. And I'll let myself take us out. Does Impact look good tonight? Apart from that shitty Ash by Elegant celebration, yeah, it does look good. I'll let you guys think about it yourselves, but I think it looks good. But in the meantime, I'm signing off. See you later, guys. See you tomorrow. And today, our time comes to an end. This has been another exciting stream. Thank you very much for watching. And also, remember, if you get cracked over the head with a steel chair, you're not going to get concussion. You're just going to come back here. Goodbye.